Why is there a discrepancy between the level of sexiness between male costumes and female costumes?
How the blood clot? I don't know.
Why is there a discrepancy between male and female costumes when it comes to sexiness?
Good one. For one, I think body types, a lot of things that women wear, men cannot wear simply just because of functionality and just appeal look.
And then I think one other thing is that I suppose a lot of guys who try to dress up sexy don't have the body for it. So there's that. And then, but the other reason I think it's mostly just systematic misogyny.
Depending on the person, if they're wearing something skin tight, then it could be a little bit too showing and explicit, but it could go on both ways. I'm not trying to see a man wearing some tight shit.
And two, feminism. I think there's a double standard. Not saying I'm not feminist, of course. Feminism, okay, woo. But as I was saying, I think it depends on the look. And with the double standard, there's a lot of restriction or freedom for both sides of genders that kind of say you can't do this or you can't do that,
I think people think of women as I guess the more attractive of the genders, I guess, but I feel like there should be more sexy male costumes because I'm just saying, if you want equality, you gotta give me a man in some booty shorts and crop top as the same as the woman.
The terms of sexiness.
Ooh.
What?
So my take on this, and I want to preface this by saying I identify as male. For dudes to dress up in more of a sexy way, they're often perceived as feminine, right? And then there's a lot of internalized homophobia that people have towards dudes dressing feminine, that they're oh, that guy is gay. People will say it even if they're not homophobic, but it's an internalized bias, and it's really weird because a dude, regardless of their gender, body type, or actual sexuality, can't wear a corset top without someone being oh, that's a gay guy. And so a lot of guys don't want to be perceived like that because they just don't want why are you labeling me? This is just my Halloween costume.